glasses, Calcutta Renegade coolers, plus Harris Ace is your hometown dealer for yellow wood treated lumber. Harris Ace will not be undersold on price, so you know you're getting the best price at Harris Ace. Your favorite place for hardware and lumber supplies is Harris Ace Hardware, West Cherry Street in Jesup.
It's time now for a look at latest in local sports. In sports, the Wayne County Board of Education met yesterday afternoon, and at the board meeting, they voted unanimously to make plans to add a third name to the Donaldson Madry Field at JC Stadium, as the board voted to name the field Donaldson Madry Haas Field in honor and recognition of legendary Wayne County. Lynn Haas, who attended Jesup High School, played football as a fullback, and his senior year rushed for 1,500 yards and 15 touchdowns. Went on to the University of Georgia, where he became a center and received all SEC honors as a sophomore. Drafted in the 9th round, 115th overall in the 1964 draft, started his first game at center 4 games into the 64 season, and held that job until retirement, starting in 192 consecutive games for the Washington Redskins from 1964 to 1977. Played in Super Bowl VII, was named to the Pro Bowl each year between 1967 and 1972. Wayne County Hall of Famer in the Washington Redskins Ring of Honor. Member of the 70 greatest Redskin players of all time. Member of the Georgia Sports Hall of Fame. Again, stated last night at the board meeting, no one more deserving of the honor. The board waived the 30-day notice in order to name the building or facility after someone, but the vote had to be a unanimous vote, which it was on Wednesday afternoon. They hope to make the official announcement at the high school football banquet, which is now set for Monday, January 14th. Again, the date's been changed, not Thursday, January 10th. Again, the date's been moved to Monday, January 14th at 7 p.m. in the high school commons area. Board member Ray Davidson says he's been approached by many in the community asking that this happen. The board has reached out to make certain that the living members of the Donaldson Madry family had no problem with this taking place. And so far, the reaction is what anyone who knows anything about Wayne County sports would think it would be, and that's an emphatic yes. Again, the board voted unanimously to do this and put this in motion. So again, this will soon take place. For years to come, the stadium will bear the names of 3 who spent their life bringing joy and inspiration to Wayne Countyans. Again, it'll be John Donaldson, Clint Madry, and now Lynn Haas. The field to bear the name Donaldson Madry Haas Field. National championship game set for Monday night. The game will be featuring 2 undefeated teams, number 1 Alabama, number 2 Clemson. It takes place out in California, sold-out stadium for the game. Odds makers have Alabama listed as a 6-point favorite in the game. Alabama's won titles in 2009, 2011, 2012, 2015, 2017. The favorite to win it again this year, as Nick Saban and Alabama have dominated college football since 2009. Clemson won the title just 2 years ago in 2016. They have a talented freshman quarterback in Trevor Lawrence out of Cartersville High School, who unseated Kelly Bryant, who left Clemson program midway through the season, has transferred to Missouri, but with Lawrence, the Tigers have won every game. Both Bama and Clemson head into the game undefeated. Should be a great game Monday night, Alabama and Clemson. In this politically correct world we live in, the People for Ethical Treatment of Animals, PETA, called on the University of Texas and the University of Georgia to end the use of live mascots after the incident before the Sugar Bowl Tuesday night. Bevo, the Texas Longhorn mascot, charged Uga before the game, creating a brief moment of chaos for the people around the animals. PETA Senior Vice President Lisa Lang said in a statement Wednesday, quote, "It's indefensible to subject animals to the stress of being packed up, carted from state to state, and paraded in front of a stadium full of screaming fans. It's no surprise that the skittish steer would react to a perceived threat by charging." And PETA is calling on the University of Texas and the University of Georgia to learn from this dangerous incident, retire their live animal mascots, and stick to the talented costume mascots who they state can lead cheers, react to the crowd, and pump up the team. End quote. Just a point of note, Uga has been the official mascot of the Georgia Bulldogs since 1956. All dogs serving as Uga have been part of the lineage of English Bulldogs owned by Sonny Siler. He and his family have been part of the Georgia tradition, and to think that that will change is simply ludicrous. We've got NFL playoff action this weekend as it's wild card weekend in the NFL. 4 games set, 2 Saturdays, 2 Sunday, then 4 more next weekend. Then the championship games and Super Bowl to be played before the draft and free agency and teams preparing for 2019 begin. Super Bowl is in Atlanta on February 3rd. Here are the 4 games set for the weekend. Again, WIFO will have all 4 games on Big Dog Country this weekend on Westwood 1. Saturday, the first game at 4:30 in the AFC, Houston and Indianapolis. The night game in the NFC matchup between the Cowboys and Seattle, with the game in Dallas. Kickoff for the night game on Saturdays, 8 p.m. Sunday, the action gets underway at 1 o'clock with the LA Chargers at Baltimore. Sunday at 4, the NFC World Champion Philadelphia Eagles back in the playoffs. They travel to Chicago to take on the Bears. Kansas City and New England have the byes in the AFC. Saints and the Rams have the byes in the NFC. Again, Super Bowl February 3rd is back in action. The region play begins this Friday on the road. Tomorrow night over in Waycross, taking on the Ware County Gators. Girls tip off Friday night at 6, the boys at 7:30. The first home region game is set for Tuesday, January the 8th, as the Jackals will host Statesboro. Game times for that Tuesday, the same, girls at 6 and the boys at 7:30. The wrestling team back in action on Tuesday, January 8th. The wrestlers head to Bacon County High School. That's going to do it for the latest in local sports. Sports is brought to you each and every day at this time by your friends at Harris Ace Hardware.
When further treatment is no longer an option, hospice can provide services to manage symptoms and difficulties caused by illness. Emotional, psychosocial, and spiritual care, as well as support to the families and caregivers, are all part of hospice care. Hospice of South Georgia has been a part of the health community in Wayne and surrounding counties since 1998. The professional yet compassionate attention provided by our staff is unsurpassed. Widely supported by donations from the local population, Hospice of South Georgia is the local nonprofit hospice in Wayne County. Our administrative office is located at 1625 Sunset Boulevard, and Hospice of South Georgia accepts anyone who meets hospice criteria, regardless of their ability to pay. Please call 912-588-0080 to speak with someone about hospice care. That was 912-588-0080. We are your hometown hospice, and we are here to serve you. Hospice of South Georgia, working to add life to your days.
For all your medical needs, Tim's Home Medical on South 1st Street in Jesup has you covered. Oxygen, CPAP equipment, wheelchairs, walkers, hospital beds, plus specialty medical equipment from a local company that cares. Tim's Home Medical can handle Medicare, Medicaid, and private insurance billing, as well as family records for tax purposes. Tim's Home Medical, owned and operated by Tim Sloan, 918 South 1st Street in Jesup. Tim's Home Medical. Call 385-2490, 385-2490.
Corrections and retractions.
Late birthday here this morning. Happy birthday to Cameron Mattingly, Detta Dial, and Jenny Palmer from Sean O'Quinn and the entire staff at Country Financial. That's Cameron Mattingly, Detta Dial, and Jenny Palmer. Cameron Mattingly, Detta Dial, Jenny Palmer from Sean O'Quinn and the entire staff at Country Financial.
Corrections and retractions.
And actually, this is kind of a 2-for-1 corrections and retractions. Somebody texted in, there was a third celebrity passing yesterday, Mean Gene from WWF Wrestling, so it did come in threes. I forgot about him. I heard that yesterday afternoon, and it just totally slipped my mind. So that's the captain from Captain and Neil, Bob Einstein, Super Dave, and then Mean Gene from WWF, WWE, and WCW, I believe. He was in all three of those, so he had a long career as well. 7:53 on this Thursday. Anything going on that we need to know about for today? Any other meetings? Now
I know of.
Now you say they're doing they're going to actually pick a bid next Tuesday.
Tuesdays they're going to award the bid.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So looking forward to that as well. From they're saying 6 weeks is what then they're going to try.